A lovely sunny day, at least at the moment, here on the Grand Union Canal, just heading out of Leamington Spa and Warwick, heading towards Birmingham. And here with me today is Simon Hall, who is the MD of PoliceBox. Thanks for organising the weather. It was
my pleasure.
tipping it down yesterday, and you know, here we are. We've got a decent day. We're just walking along the towpath, and a little bit of gentle traffic ahead of us. With morning. Simon, tell us a little bit about PoliceBox. What is PoliceBox, and what led you to set it up?
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess first of all, I've been involved in technology and policing for probably 25 years. I actually have a company called Heli Media, and we supply all the cameras, or majority of the cameras for police helicopters. And probably about 15 years ago, I was looking at something else that I thought would be worthwhile doing, and came across frontline officers and mobility. We actually had we did a trial for the Home Office using what was probably the world's first smartphone, which was a great big clunky thing, to see if you could actually use handheld number plate recognition. And it was from that's where the idea of PoliceBox was formed, and we actually called it PoliceBox because, just like the original PoliceBox, was designed to let officers spend more time out in the community and less time returning to the station. But what we've actually seen is that over a number of years, I think with the technology moving on, and certainly now with the introduction of the cloud and much better capabilities in smartphones and AI, it is the absolute perfect time for an app such as ours to let police officers do as much as they can without having to keep returning to station.
Some of those viewing this outside the UK may be less familiar with the PoliceBox. Used to be an object, I don't know, about metre and a half square, something like that, stuck in the middle of town, painted blue with a blue light on top, and inside was the telephone that the officer on the beat could ring back to base and see, ring back to headquarters and find out what was going on. So it was a way of keeping officers out on the beat. Yeah,
well, actually, I think the PoliceBox itself, and this is quite interesting, PoliceBox was invented in the US, in Chicago.
Really?
I think they
didn't know that.
They had the first one, and the sort of relationship between policing and technology. The first PoliceBox was introduced just a year after Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
Was it really?
So in those days, the relationship between police and technology was very tight.
Yes.
And I guess sadly, that's probably before the world of procurement came in. So you know, it sort of slowly eroded over many years.
Any supplier to policing, or indeed public sector, at the mention of procurement, will here in the UK start their enthusiasm will wane, because procurement is a real challenge, isn't it, particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, where you know, so many hoops to jump through, fences to jump over. So much of procurement seems to be there to ensure that some, you know, boxes are ticked, rather than that actually the ultimate outcome for, in our case, policing, is exactly what it might be. So, you know, have you any scars from procurement that you can talk about, or?
I have got too many scars.
Too many scars.
But I mean, one thing you know, I would say for any up and coming SME tech company is that when you think you've got the super coolest thing that you want to get out there, and you think everybody's going to love it, and actually try and sell it, and you think you're going to sell it to a police force the next day, then yeah, you need to have a bit of a reset, because the way that things actually work. You were telling me a little earlier that PoliceBox, I think, has been going 13-15 years, something like that. Was that right? That you've been going for
certainly a number of years. And
Yeah. Well, the company itself has been going for a number of years, but for many of those years, it was actually more of an R&D project to actually try and work out what people needed. And I think it's only just recently, with the introduction of, I guess, the cloud and much better capabilities in smartphones, has actually really made the product itself, or the service, it's really coming into its own, because it is that change from the old-fashioned consultancy culture to software as a service and platform. So that's exactly where PoliceBox fits.
the procurement environment here in the UK has been changing over the last year or two, not with the approach of the Police ICT company, but also with the introduction, I think about a year ago, of blue light commercial. Are you encouraged by those developments, or dare I say discouraged?
Well, no,
We're going under a bridge here, so I think I'm going to go first here, and just need the clearance on the rucksack as much as anything. So, and a quick look ahead. This is what we're walking towards. So yeah, blue light commercial. It's no longer called the Police ICT company, is it?
Well, it's called the Police Digital Service, and I believe that blue light commercial are one of the potential ways of procurement. But the trouble is, there's so many of them, all the way from OJU. We thought
that's the European Union's official journal, isn't it? OJEU.
Yeah. I mean, we were really encouraged as a SaaS provider when they introduced the G Cloud, and in fact we've been on G Cloud 8, 9 and 10. I think I can't remember, it's up to 11 or 12 now. But it's a great idea, but unfortunately hasn't seemed to have percolated its way down through to procurement, who seem to buy things the way they've always bought them.
So the current policing procurement environment you see here in the UK, are you so? I'm getting the impression actually that you're thinking that the way in which Police ICT company has changed to Police Digital Service, they seem to want to support SMEs. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You know, it's still relatively early days for the Police Digital Service. What would you do differently? Is there anything that strikes you that actually is administrative, bureaucratic, rather than helpful, that you would hope would be cut out? There's a change in here in the UK that we're no longer in the European Union, so maybe there's an opportunity there to change the way in which these sorts of policing support projects and wider services are procured.
Well, actually, I think as the Police Digital Services only really started at the beginning of April, and I'm really encouraged by the way that they seem to be set up and what they want to achieve. And one of the mantras is actually empowering SMEs. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys can do to offer SMEs, certainly in the tech side. And yeah, clearly, I think that, along with the National Enabling Programme, NEP, which is Microsoft 365, so if anybody's got a solution which fits in that NEP blueprint, there should be an easier route to procurement, such as some sort of catalogue. If they could sort that out, then that would be much easier for everybody.
We're just about to overtake a duck here on the water, pedalling furiously. And we've got now a narrow stretch, so slightly poor planning on my part in terms of us walking side by side. And
I'm going to end up wet if you do that.
Well, yeah, no. So hopefully that's not too bad a position. You were saying again before we started filming about part of the way in which PoliceBox developed. In the days that the what was the organisation at Sandridge called? The
PSDB?
The Police Scientific Development Branch, part of the Home Office. You and PoliceBox won an award at one point.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, I think it was 2007, 2008, and actually, we won the Innovation Award in 2008 for the predecessor of PoliceBox, which was called Form Patrol, because it did what it said on the tin. It helped you fill out forms while you're on patrol. So, but you know, having actually won the award with one of the forces. You know, we thought that actually we were in a perfect position here to to capitalise on that one, but then we realised I think what I call the 3 Ps that SMEs have to worry about, which is prejudice, politics, and procurement within policing.
And so you won the award. That was helpful. What did you do with the awards, the funds that were awarded to you?
Oh no, absolutely. So we developed the product along with one of the forces, and with our money that we actually got for winning the award, we donated it to the COPS, to Care of Police Survivors, which we thought was a extremely worthy cause, and we were delighted to do so.
And one of the things that I've been keen to do when walking with anybody on this policing friendship tour of mine, I ask for them to nominate a charity. Yours, I think, is COPS, is it?
It is COPS, yes. So COPS would be the one that I think you know, we seem to have a bit of an affinity with.
Excellent. So Care of Police Survivors, COPS is your nominated charity. We've a fair way to go to walk along the Grand Union Canal here. We've a stretch coming up that I think involves 14 locks or so, and I'll turn the camera off for the moment, but I think I'll be turning it back on there, and we may well continue our discussions just a little bit further along the canal. But in the meantime, let's just pause for a second and just admire the beautifully flat at the moment. It's I can't lose my way here. I have been able to lose my way elsewhere. Wonderful day, and Simon Hall of PoliceBox, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So just beside the lock here, Simon, we've got a couple of boats pulling in, and we'll keep an eye on them. But picking up on our conversation earlier, tell me a little bit now about the partnership side of things and how that works. You work with partners,
sure,
and so it's not just PoliceBox; it's others that you're working with in developing the product and the service that forces get to work with.
Yeah, sure. So I think you know, I guess what we'd say is a small company in tech, we realise that we're not, you know, whilst our guys are very bright and clever, everybody's got to do what their own value added is, and there is better. Yeah, if there's things we want to introduce into our product range, there's no point in introducing it yourself if you can find a partner to work with. So we call ourselves a mobile first, cloud first, but partner first organisation. And we have 3 sort of levels of partners. We have sales partners to help us to sell the product, because we're actually looking at a global market. We have delivery partners, which could be in business change, digital transformation, to help us to actually configure the product into the customer's needs. And we actually have technology partners, and those are partners which actually have some unique technology which we don't really want to develop ourselves, which we can incorporate into the product.
And not just partners here in the UK, but internationally, and your client base potentially internationally as well, then?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's a global market. Policing is a is a worldwide need, and technology partners. You know, we actually have a couple of really good partners based in Austria, and you know, but we're always on the lookout for new partners who've got some sort of unique capability that we don't have.
Let's just have a look at this canal boat coming in, because so the locks closing, and in a moment or two the boats will start rising. So your partners are also working with you in implementation. So the force buys PoliceBox, then there's a transition period. You've got support to make sure that the process redesign is working. You've got also support to officers and staff that are now using the new product. So how does that work there?
Yeah, so we're trying to take a completely modern approach to this one. So rather than the old-fashioned consultancy culture, we're a software as a service business, and what we do is from a usability perspective, we actually have training videos. We have a very intuitive app, but clearly working with partners, we try to make PoliceBox a bit like a Lego kit that you can actually plug together as a sort of no-code solution. So we want to work with people in business transformation, of business change and digital transformation, who probably understand the client's need, particularly outside the UK, more than we do. And also the PoliceBox is internationalised, so it'll work in any language. So we probably need help with translations as well.
All the way through to various European languages, through to Arabic, and,
anything
and beyond.
Anything that we can support just about anything that can do, including Arabic.
Well, look, here we are. The boats have just about made their way to the surface of the lock. We can see them rising here, and from what, I don't know what that rise is, 3 or 4 meters maybe. I think we were learning just a moment ago that this is a series of 21 locks that's in place here. We've probably walked up about a dozen, do you think, so far?
It feels like 21, but it's probably only about 10.
We've got a few more to do. We'll just see these 2 canal barges out of the lock, and then we'll make our way. But I'll thank you again, and Simon, it's been great talking to you. We've got a little bit further to walk, but we'll leave the filming once the barges are on their way.
Absolutely, thank you. Little road, so you've got the house, a garden, and a road, and then you have another little garden.